guys, it's Paula from PSE Creations. Welcome to my channel if you're new, and welcome back if you're returning. Today's video is a craft project. So recently I had a show on Whatnot, and it was part of a raid train where everything we sold, everything we sold, made, so on and so forth, had to be a specific color. I picked the color purple. I had made two little purple booklets, journals, I guess I'll call them. And I wanted to show the process. I did show it on Whatnot, but I wanted to show the process that I followed to make those little. I'm going to try to insert a picture of one of the ones they did sell, so I don't have them with me anymore to show. But it's either going to be here or here. I insert a picture of one of the ones that I made. So I'm sticking with the color purple because I still have the little girl that I used, or I can maybe use something else. But I already have the stuff out. Anyways, the base of the journal is a Walmart bag, but it's only the bottom part of the Walmart bag. So if you look at your, and it doesn't have to be a Walmart bag, it's just a large paper grocery bag. So I kept it very simple. All I did was, sorry, I got this big old thing of Mod Podge that's like keeping me from, okay. I kept it very simple. All I did was take my ruler, and I only do that just so I don't cut into it too much. And I cut the top portion from the bottom portion. So this is your bottom, this is your top. That's all I did. And we made the journal out of this, just the bottom. It's very sturdy. It's actually very thick. Some may say it's too thick. And I will go and sew all the way around. So it's up to you whether you want to do this next step, which is just simply adding a little bit of glue so that things stay down while we work through it. Again, up to you. You don't have to. Unless you're not going to, sew, which you don't have to, obviously. So if you're not going to sew, it might be a good idea to obviously glue it down. And like you see, I'm not gluing too much. I'm being very messy too. I don't even change the folds. I just leave it exactly as is. And then it's going to be somewhat uneven, right? Because that's what a grocery bag usually is. A paper bag is uneven to a certain extent. All I'm going to do is just fold it in half. And that's what our journal is going to be. This is the cover. This is going to be the cover, right? So this measures 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 by 6, 7. So 6 by 7. I know it looks like it would be, yeah, 6 by 7. I did the math right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to cover the inside with music sheets. Okay, so that's going to be the inside. And I have these large music sheets here. And what I was thinking is I like to just use the whole thing. And that way it goes in the direction that I like as well. So what I will do is I'm trying just to keep the side, the crease of the paper bag with the crease of this. And you don't have to do it this way, obviously. Again, very optional, this piece right here, however you choose to do it. So I'm just going to do some glue stick. I've shared before, this is my favorite glue stick. And just the additional, I mean, if you fold the bottom of a paper bag, like one of these paper, grocery bags, you'll notice that it's very thick to begin with. And then you're adding an additional layer or 2 or 3. It's going to be good thickness. Okay, I just want to. All right, now I'm just going to take, and you can use scissors. I like using my rotary cutter because it does give me a little bit more of a straight line, because we've talked about this. I cannot cut straight to save my life. Oh, see, there we go. All right, that's fine. And obviously these will go into my scraps. All right, we will clean it up. I just want to kind of. All right, so let's clean it up with the scissors now. Where are my scissors? Oh, found them. I think most of you know that I don't necessarily care for measuring things, so, but if you are a measurer, then measure away. Okay, so that's the inside. And again, because we're doing color purple, I have this distressed wilted violet. We're going to go ahead and just, I'm going to take this just so I can do a little bit of distressing here, because I'm not going to cover that, right? And then I'm just going to distress it here. Again, we're going to go in and sew this, so, and we're still going to do another layer on the front cover. Okay. Just see how that already pops a little bit more? Okay, now the cover, rather than just decoupaging, because that's what we're going to do, we're going to take this purple napkin here, lilac purple, and we're going to decoupage. I like to add a book page as well, because that way you can see the words underneath rather than the brown bag. Not that there's anything wrong with the brown bag, it just makes it darker, right, when it comes through. So all I did was just cut off the white strip there of the book page. This is just a book page. We've taken books apart. You can use whatever you want. I'm just using this because I have it handy. Again, I'm not trying to use too much, but I'm trying to use enough to get it to stick and stay in place. It's not an exact science. I don't think it is, at least. All right. that is my front cover. Let's go ahead and cut off the excess. I'm just going to use scissors for that. Hopefully I get it right and don't cut into the bag. Excuse me. All right. Let me know, have you guys used that bottom portion of a large paper bag to make a journal cover? All right, so this is what we have going on. Now I'm going to go again and just distress, even though we're going to Mod Podge it. But do you see the thickness and the layers? I don't know if you can see that or not, but you have good thickness is what I'm trying to say. It's only going to be one signature, but got too much there. Okay, so now I'm going to pull out my very dirty matte Mod Podge. I like Mod Podge, guys. I know that there's varied opinions. I like it. I think it works good for me. I have my foam brush. I'm just going to put some down. Maybe I used too much, maybe. Unpopular opinion. Did I use too much? I don't know. I don't think it makes it sticky. You know, I know a lot of people say it makes it sticky. Maybe they changed their formula from what it was at one point in time. But I know some people just like to do things differently. So, or have different brands that they like, you know. So, yeah. Showing you how I make it. Obviously, if you have a easier way, have at it. Have fun with it. All right, let's see. Okay, so it is a little sticky. I'd like to make sure that the edges and stuff really lay down. Just doing right there where the spine is as well. I think for the most part, everything else is sticking down pretty good. Do you have a favorite color? Let me know in the comments. What's your favorite color? Okay, so that's it. Just gonna move that up there. This is all set. I'm just gonna cut some of the excess off. We save that, of course. This little piece right here, we do not save. All right. I'm going to dry it, guys. Hold music. Cued now. Usually I touch it to see if it's dry. It's dry. It's dry. Okay. So let's, you know what? I'm going to leave this for now. Okay, so we have the base. These are the little girls. I'm going to cut one of these out. I'm going to cut her out, and she's going to be on the cover. And these printables, if you're on Whatnot, there is a seller by the name of A Giving Tree, Tracy, and she has these in her bins, so in her buy it now, so you can go in and just buy it even if she's not having a show. But these are digitals that were created by another seller that's on Whatnot called Wicked Sherry, but Wicked Sherry doesn't tend to come on too much and sell anymore. So Tracy from A Giving Tree has them in her bins, and she sells them on behalf of Wicked Sherry. Anyhow, the set that I got was, I think it was like 5 pages. They're printed out for you already, so that's how they get sent to you on cardstock. I then reprinted them on like lighter paper, and I'm keeping the cardstock one as my master, so that I can use it, over and over again, per what is allowed, of course. I'm not doing anything that's not allowed, FYI. Anyhow, the point of me saying that is because there's different color little girls. So same concept that you get like the full page with all the stuff, but there's ones that the little girls are wearing. I think it's like green. There's a blue. There's a pink. You have the purple, and then there's one other one that I can't remember what it is, the color scheme of it. So when I signed up for the raid train that I had, that was Color Me Crafty, and I had picked the color purple, I immediately thought, oh my god, cool, I can use these little girls for something, because I remember that one of the sets was purple, so I was like, perfect. I'm just fussy cutting for those that find it, oh my god, so boring. Okay, let me know in the comments if you're a professional fussy cutter. Is it you move the scissors and not the paper, or the paper and not the scissors? Because I think I do it opposite of what supposedly is the way you're supposed to do it, but it works for me. Okay, now I'm going to ink her up again, just using the purple, because that's what I want to pop. And this is just going to be a simple, we're almost done. We're literally almost at the end. All right, I'm going to get our cover again, and I'm just going to cut off the excess napkin. Okay. Okay. So we got it cut. You know what we're going to do? We're going to ink it up again, just so that it's more vibrant since it's above. And don't worry about that, right? Because we're going to sew it down. But again, if you're not sewing it down, just make sure you're going in and you're gluing it a little bit better, right? And it's a lot of layers. That's why I say that, right? It's a lot of layers. Okay. How are you guys liking it so far? Are you liking it? I think it looks cool. Okay. I'm actually in my phone folder. Give me a crease. Give me a crease. All right. Here we go. All right. Now, here's what I was thinking. And I did this for the other ones as well. I was thinking we can keep it simple like this. I like that. I really, really like that. What do you guys think? I like that. I think I'm going to go with that. I like this. Or do we put this at the top and then make her be a little bit more towards the bottom? Oh, that's kind of nice too. I just have to get this. It's going to bother me if I can't center this. I think that's a good center. I do like that. Yeah, I like that in that direction. It's backwards. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, so I think what we want to do is this little situation. So we're going to go in with our Fabri-Tac. And we're going to glue this down because as soon as we glue it down, then we are going to, of course, sew. And then we're going to get our signatures, papers together. It's just going to be one signature and it's going to be blank pages, right? We're not going to necessarily decorate. Make sure I get this where I feel like is. And we will cut that little piece off, so don't you worry about that part. I find that it's probably easier just to put the glue on here and then just press it down, than to, although I didn't have this problem last time with it. Okay, so now I'm just going to do this lacy part. Again, I don't cut anything off until I'm ready to cut it off. All right, so we're going to put her right there. I think I'm just going to go ahead and glue her down. And then we can add anything else that we want to. Oops, I forgot to glue this right here, this lacy part. Okay. What do you guys think? Yes. Now, I could, if I wanted to, like fussy cut these pieces out too. Like these pieces here, and add that right there maybe. Let me see. All right, let's make it a little bit, just a little bit. Do we even think we need that? And that's, do I have one that goes the other direction? God, I should have thought of that because I think maybe it went over here. Okay, well, let's do this. Okay, let's do this so that I'm not on here fussy cutting and boring you guys and making the video even longer. Okay, I'm gonna fussy cut this after. Okay, let's get her. We're gonna go sew. Let me go sew. I'll be right back. Okay, we have it sewed all the way around. So now let's go and snip this extra off. I just noticed something over here that I don't like, so I'm just going to snip that off. Okay. Okay. And then this, once we sew in the signature, we will fold it back. Okay. So here's our cover. I think it looks adorable. Here's the inside, obviously. All right, I am going to put this, just a clear, really like an acetate sticker. I think it looks very nice there. What do you think? All right, so now let's pick our paper. Okay, let me see. Let's measure so I know what to cut it by. I'm pretty sure the, all right, well, I'm going to cut this separate because, so I know that I have to cut, I'm just going to cut the bottom off because of the rounded, okay? And then if I remembered correctly, was it 6.5? You know what, hold on. I don't want to do the wrong thing. Yeah, I think 6.5 was good. Yeah. All right, so 6.5. And then these I do have to cut because I just can't remember. Five and 3/4, was it? Hold on, let me see. I'm cutting these at 6.5. These are tea dyed. Tea dyed, not coffee, tea. I'm pretty sure as soon as I fold this, this will tell me what I need for the other one. I was right. Okay, 5.5. So 5.5. We did all these two. Again, the measurements that I'm using might be different than the ones you might use because your paper bag, unless you cut your paper bag to be the same measurement. So we just go to 6.5. Right. All right, so we got our pages. We got our book. Are we ready to sew them in? What do we do? Do we start? I think we're going to start with this color. We're just going to alternate. So you're going to have 12 pages in here. Lots of creative spots. I already forgot what I'm doing. Oh, that is a different one. I just realized that. This is a thicker line. I love it. The purple's in the middle. Okay. That's what we're going to look like. I have my purple wax thread here. I'm just going to use purple. Again, you don't have to. Measure 3 times the length of the book. That's what I learned. It's not my rule. It's just what I've always done since the first time I watched a video on making a junk journal. All right, I am going to find the middle. I'm going to paper clip some of these guys here so that I could try not to have them move as much. So anybody else's paper clips just get so stuck together forever. Here's my needle. And again, single signature, very simple. I'm just eyeballing this one, guys. Just gonna eyeball it. Here's my middle, right? Or here's my crease. I'm just gonna eyeball that I have enough top and bottom. I'm gonna use my awl. I'm just gonna, again, eyeball the middle. Poke a hole through. Okay, now I'm just gonna come down maybe to 1/4 inch from the top of where the paper is. Poke another hole. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same at the bottom, 1/4 inch from the bottom, paper wise. Ow! I poked through too hard. All right, I'm going to take my thread and my needle. I'm trying not to go through my doily there. Okay, you can come up from the top or the bottom, doesn't matter. You have your tail on the inside. I did get my finger a little bit. Okay, and then you're going to go through the top since I went through the bottom. All right, so we went in through the middle, back from the outside to the inside from the bottom, all the way to the top, through the inside of the top to the outside, and now we're going to go through the middle again. Try not to catch the string or split the string of the first one you went through. Okay, and then you just want to make sure that you have one little tail on one side and one tail on the other side. Pull it tight and do as many knots as you feel comfortable doing. I'm just going to do 2. If you feel comfortable doing 3, 4, 5, whatever. I'm going to cut my tails off. That's just what I like to do. Some people like to keep them there. Some people add charms. I've done that before too. And just like that, just trying to clean up a little bit. Hold on. Hold on. All right. Just like that, we have our signature sewn into our journal. We have our cover done. So let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and glue this guy down right here. Now we can cut it off if you wanted to too. I like gluing it down. I don't know. All right. One other thing we have to do. We don't have to. We want to do is, all right, let's fussy cut this real quick. Oh, I do like that. What do you guys think? Yep. Love it. That's what we're going to do. See, it was all worth it. Just trying to make sure everything's glued down. All right. Now, the last piece is, let's round it. I know this is a long video. Sorry, guys. I probably should have rounded this stuff before, but I didn't, so it is what it is. Yep, we're going to just go in and round the corners just to make it look fancy. what I will say. This is super duper thick, but I do want to do this as well. So, oh, that actually did pretty good. Got to put all your muscle into it. Okay, that one's really thick. Oh, I did it though. Yay. Okay, let's ink our edges. If there's anything else we need to do, let's get that done. I feel like this right here needs a little bit of glue. It's like that extra piece. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. It's like excess paper right here. But rather than cutting it, we will just glue it down. Let me get, hold on, we're not done. We will use this as our tie. It's a vintage lace. Oops, I might have moved the camera. I apologize. Just want to see how much I need before I cut it off. Oh, lovely. Ah, we're done, guys. All right, if you enjoyed this tutorial, please give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment. Let me know that you like these type of tutorials. If there's anything additional that you want me to share, please let me know. If you have any ideas for any other tutorials that you'd like me to walk through, happy to do so. Let's take a little flip through of our little journal. We started with a Walmart paper bag, and we just created this beautiful 12 pages in the one signature. So multiply by 4, that's the math that we do. Surfaces to be able to add your own uniqueness to this beautiful, simple journal. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, if you do, please let me know. If you're interested in this journal, also let me know. I can put it either on my Whatnot. If you are a Whatnot shopper, I can put it in my bin if it's available. Or you can just message me and let me know as well. All right, guys. I know it's a long video, but I hope you enjoyed the process. I will talk to you guys on the next one. Bye.